How do you stand?
Someone was saying the best way is to have your hands in the front.
Okay.
I feel like behind the back is more. It makes you look more.
I got my mic. No one will hear me.
Oh, you meant
Creative paragliding, take one.
Cool.
Top camera. Top camera.
I've never seen you go so serious. At the heart of any successful client relationship is trust, and a great way to build that is through open, honest and regular communication with the client. So whether that might be a project status call, sharing some updates on creative development, or a wider kind of share, taking the client on that journey with you throughout the life cycle of a project is super important, and at the end of the day will allow us to take bigger creative risks.
And yeah, having those really strong client relationships and building that trust, I think enables us to really push the work. Like for example, with the Grand Press and Story. So, you know, we've worked with British Land as a client for like a really long time. I reckon it's probably over like 10 years. But what that allows us is that we've really built this sense of trust with them, and they have a big trust in us that they can come to us with any sort of brief and they know that we'll deliver for them. So whether that's actually doing something, revisiting something that we did probably 10 years ago now, to something completely new that's revamping a space, that trust is what fueled the creative work and created some really cool stuff.
When we're working with clients, you need to make that balance between what we think's right and what they think's right. For many brands over different industries, but we'll never know a company like they know their own company, or never know the industry like they know their industry. So we need to kind of listen to what they want to do, but also rethink what they do, because they've done things for a while themselves. And if we fall into the kind of classic tropes that they've done in an industry, you're not really rethinking things, and we're not using our way of thinking to potentially restructure a way of tackling problems. And if you swing too far one way, then you can either become too safe or completely lose all of that knowledge from this company. And if you're taking on thoughts, advice, or experience from the client, then you're already starting off at a great starting place.
You know, this one actually is a decade of working together. So one thing we haven't talked about, you know, is relationships with clients. You know, we started in 2014, I think, with those guys, and they hadn't rebranded for 26 years. And so we had an opportunity to do that, you know, 10 years ago. And then we continued to work with them on campaigns for the home of the Olympics, for the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, to the home of cycling, and then to rebrand them again. And that's a testament to staying fresh, but also building a relationship with a client and staying relevant. So it's a good example of how we can kind of move forward together.
It's quite fun rebranding your own brand.
It is, isn't it? Going, what should we do? What should we do?
But I mean, it's very rare to be able to get to get permission and the privilege to rebrand your own work. There's something very cool about that.
We don't ever approach things in the typical way, what you said about fitting into tropes. You know, we have a recent client where when we showed them the work, they very much said, this doesn't look like our sector. This feels like lifestyle, this feels like fashion. And that is exactly how we approached it. Even with our first kind of campfire, there was no work that felt like it belonged to that sector. It was also just pushing the boundaries, but that comes from building that trust in potentially the strategic phase and all of those moments leading up to the first creative share, where we're building that trust in terms of we've listened to you, playing back what they've said. That's a big thing to gain their trust, saying, we've heard you, this is what you've said, we've understood it, and what we've done is we've interpreted that now. You're putting your trust in us to take on what we've heard and turn that into something new for you.
And it's how you frame it as well, right? Like you can't, if you're going into an industry, any industry, and you do present them fashion, lifestyle work without any context, they'll be like, well, wait a minute, what the fuck? Like, this isn't us. But if you show them, this is where you are, this is what all the rest of the industry looks like, and then this is how you can stand out, and then you tell them a story slowly through that presentation, then they feel listened to, they feel like, oh, they do have the confidence to stand out instead of just being an outlier for the outlier's sake.
Clients become colleagues after a while because you're working with them for quite a long time. Like, you deserve to go out and celebrate, and it's pretty common, or it should happen at the end. You feel really proud of the brand that you've made.
Yeah, but even getting the invite to the Rolly launch event, like, there was no ego there, right? Like, it was the client announcing to us that they appreciate the relationship that we've got and that they're really happy with the work. And, you know, hearing from people who were there, they were so complimentary, not just to us, but to other people about us working on the project. And I think that comes through in those like real life events, but also through social media. So that's always a really nice digital celebration.
And it's not just, you know, the agency team and the client team, it's one team, which is both of those things, you know, so.
It's powerful.
Oh, nice.
You guys want to just clap out?
Clap out.
What do you mean?
Count down. 3,
2, 1.